Marcus Bennett sat alone at the corner table, his cream suit catching the candlelight. He checked his watch again. 20 minutes late. He should have known better than to let his sister set him up on a blind date. At 42, he had built an empire in commercial real estate. But success had cost him. His marriage had crumbled 5 years ago. Since then, work had been everything. His sister Claire worried he was becoming bitter. So here he sat, waiting for someone named Jennifer who apparently shared his love of classic novels. The restaurant hummed with quiet conversations. Through the window, the city lights twinkled across the lake. Marcus ordered another glass of wine and prepared to leave. Then she walked in. She wore a simple black dress, nothing fancy. Her blonde hair was pulled back, and she looked nervous, her eyes scanning the room. When their eyes met, she hesitated. For a moment, he thought she might turn and run. Instead, she walked toward him. "I'm so sorry I'm late," she said, her voice soft. "You must be Marcus." "I'm Elena." "Elena?" He stood, confused. "I thought Jennifer couldn't make it," she said quickly, her cheeks flushing. "She's my friend. She got called into an emergency at work. She's a nurse. I'm her. I take care of her children while she works nights. She begged me to come explain in person rather than have you wait here all evening. I know how rude it is to stand someone up." Marcus gestured to the chair across from him. "Please, sit. You came all this way." Elena shook her head. "I couldn't impose. I just wanted to apologize. On her behalf." "Have you eaten?" She paused. "Well, no, but then you're not imposing. You're saving me from a wasted reservation and wounded pride." He smiled, and something in her face softened. Elena sat down slowly, like she was accepting a gift she didn't deserve. The waiter appeared, and Marcus ordered for both of them, checking with her between each choice. She seemed surprised that he asked her. Opinion. As they waited for their food, an awkward silence settled between them. "So you're a nanny," Marcus said. Elena nodded. "For 3 families. Mornings with the Johnsons, their twins are 4. Afternoons with the Rodriguez family, they have a daughter with special needs. And evenings with Jennifer's kids when she works the night shift. That's a lot of children." 15 hours most days, she said, "but I love them. Each one is special. Little Maya Rodriguez, she doesn't speak much, but yesterday she took my hand and led me to the window to show me a butterfly. That moment was worth more than anything." Marcus found himself leaning forward. "You really mean that?" "Of course," Elena said, surprised. "Don't you have moments at work that make it all worthwhile?" He thought about it. "Honestly, not lately. I close deals, make money, build buildings. But moments of joy?" He shook his head. "Those are rare." Their food arrived. As they ate, Elena asked him about his work. Really asked, not the surface questions people usually offered. She wanted to know what he had dreamed of as a young man, whether he had achieved what he set out to do. "I wanted to build homes," Marcus admitted, "places where families could make memories. Instead, I build office towers and shopping centers. Profitable, but soulless. It's not too late to change course," Elena said gently. He laughed. "At 42, with the company I've built, my mother always said, 'We're never too old to find our way home,'" Elena replied. She worked in a factory for 30 years. At 55, she quit and opened a small bakery. She had 8 good years there before she passed, but those were her happiest years. Something in Marcus's chest tightened. "I'm sorry for your loss." "Thank you," Elena said. "She taught me that money matters, but meaning matters more." They talked through dessert and coffee. Elena told him about growing up with very little, about her father who left when she was young, about her mother's determination to raise her with dignity despite poverty, about her own brief marriage to a man who resented her kindness, who called her naive for caring about others. He said, "I'd never amount to anything because I wasted my time on other people's children instead of building a career," Elena said, her voice steady but sad. "We divorced 3 years ago. Sometimes I wonder if he was right." Marcus reached across the table and stopped just short of taking her hand. He was wrong. What you do matters. Those children will remember you their whole lives. Tears gathered in Elena's eyes. "That's kind of you to say." "It's true," Marcus insisted. The restaurant began to empty around them. The waiter had long since stopped checking on their table. Finally, Marcus paid the bill, leaving a generous tip for their patience. Outside, the night air was cool. They walked slowly toward the parking lot. "Thank you for dinner," Elena said. "You didn't have to do that." "I'm glad Jennifer couldn't make it," Marcus said honestly. "Is that terrible to say?" Elena smiled. "Maybe a little, but I'm glad too." They reached her car, an old sedan with a dent in the passenger door. Marcus noticed her glancing at his Mercedes parked nearby. "Different worlds," she said softly. "Maybe," Marcus replied, but tonight they overlapped, nicely. Elena fumbled with her keys, nervous again. "Well, goodbye, Marcus. Thank you for being so kind to someone who crashed your blind date." "Elena, wait." Marcus pulled out his phone. "Could I call you sometime? Maybe we could have dinner again. Intentionally this time." She stared at him. "Why would you want to see me again?" "Because in 3 hours you reminded me of something I'd forgotten. That there's more to life than quarterly earnings. That kindness isn't weakness. That the best things can't be measured in profit margins." He smiled. "And because I haven't enjoyed an evening this much in years." Elena's hands shook as she entered her number. Into his phone. "I'm nothing like the women you usually date, am I?" "No," Marcus said. "You're better." He called her the next morning. They had breakfast that Sunday, then lunch the following week, then dinner again the week after. His colleagues noticed the change in him. His sister said he smiled more. His assistant mentioned he seemed lighter. Somehow, 6 months later, Marcus started a new division of his company focused on affordable housing. It wasn't as profitable, but it felt right. Elena helped him understand what families actually needed in a home. The wealthy businessman in the cream suit and the nanny in her simple black dress had found something neither expected that evening. Not rescue, not salvation, but recognition. Two people who reminded each other that being successful and being good weren't opposites, that you could build an empire and still have a heart. Sometimes the best things in life happen when plans fall through, when someone shows up to apologize for someone else, when kindness meets loneliness and both are transformed. Marcus never did meet Jennifer, but he sent her flowers with a note that said simply, "Thank you for the greatest gift. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment telling me about a time when an unexpected moment changed your life. Your stories matter."